Friends, fellow patients, thank you so much for having me all along to join you all today. My name is Amy Callaghan and I'm the MP for East Dunbartonshire, and most importantly for this conference, I'm a melanoma survivor twice over. I'm not going to talk to you today about my cancer journey. I know we all resent that word. What I am going to talk to you about is the process that I've went through from a patient to an activist to now a parliamentarian, which is really just another word for an activist, one that gets paid. I went on this journey all because of the health inequality that I experienced during my diagnosis and whilst I was in hospital, and that I witnessed firsthand. I firmly believe that change comes from within, and I wanted to be part of that change. So I parked my dream of being a teacher for a while anyway, and have decided to be part of the change that I think needs to happen in our United Kingdom. With my own diagnosis, I was accused in a sort of roundabout way of being vain because I had a mole on my face, and it was only because my mum came along to my GP with me after a vast number of times going myself that I was actually referred on to a dermatologist. And whilst being very embarrassed at the time as a teenager that my mum had come to the doctors with me, it just struck me that not everyone is that lucky to have someone who's willing to fight for them. And something needs to change where we have health professionals who are willing and ready and able to listen. And I would never slag them off, but there is something that we're lacking at this moment in time. So I started off my activism in this sector by going out and speaking to trainee doctors and educating them that young people can get cancer, but also the different forms that it can take as well, and that GPs in particular need to listen to what is being said when someone is in a consulting room with them, and not just with their own sort of preconceived idea of what could be going on at that time. So this led to a growing passion for change, and I became more involved in local and national politics, getting elected in that awful snap general election we had in December 2019. So I obviously said that I relapsed. I relapsed when I was 21 after 2 years of being all clear. But I stand here today on my 9-year cancerversary, very proud and very happy to be with you all. The thing that struck me most when I relapsed was that treatments had progressed an awful lot, as we heard a bit from Chris about last night. But what hadn't changed at all was the rampant health inequality that exists within our society. So that was when really I decided to knuckle down and be part of the change that occurs. And something I'm most proud of since being elected is something we now have, an initiative we now have in Scotland called the Young Patient Family Fund, which was off the back of an idea I presented to the Scottish Government, meaning that no young patient in Scotland will ever go through their cancer journey alone. There is support there for them, there is support there for their parent or guardian, and potentially most important of all, there is support there for their siblings as well, because they're a group who quite often get forgotten about on a cancer journey. And it shows that with a vision, change can come. So now on to my current work with Melanoma Focus. I launched a campaign on World Cancer Day called VAT Burn, which seeks to remove the value-added tax charged on sunscreen products to bring them more in line with other healthcare items, because currently sunscreen is an outlier in that we're charged 20% VAT each time we purchase it, unless it's prescribed to us. So this to me seems outrageous, and I have presented this to the UK government in numerous formats alongside an education and awareness campaign for wearing sunscreen and protecting ourselves from the sun. So we're going to show a little video of the campaign so far, just to help you get a broader understanding of it. I hope this helps you see what I've been up to so far. If sunscreen products are more affordable, then our constituents will be more likely to buy them, use them and protect their skin. VAT Burn seeks a VAT exemption for sunscreen products that are factor 30 or above, with a 4-star UVA protection rating, and which are marketed exclusively as sun protection products. Will he work with me and support my VAT burn campaign to save the NHS money, keep more cash in our constituents' pockets and help protect our skin from both melanoma and non-melanoma cancers?
And so there have been very, very strict restrictions placed on goods that can be exempted from VAT.
Will the Leader of the House grant a debate in government time on skin protection from the sun to raise awareness of skin cancer?
I shall certainly make sure that the Secretary of State for Health has heard her keenness to promote these very important health messages.
Removing VAT from sunscreen is not a radical idea, Chair. In fact, most people, when you ask them, are surprised, if not shocked, that VAT is charged on sunscreen products. It's also not a novel idea. Both the US and Australia have made sunscreen products exempt from VAT-style taxes. But removing VAT is a necessary idea, one that should be done, can be done and must be done to promote sun safety measures and reduce cases of skin cancer. But given it's estimated to cost somewhere in the region of £40 million, which is only 0.03% of the total amount of VAT alone that the government receives, it's a tiny amount of money in this context, but it's clearly not about the money, it's about the government's unwillingness to act.
Now, there are no plans to change the VAT rating on sunscreen.
0.03% of VAT income is not worth the human cost of melanoma. So you might gather from that I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet against the UK government when it comes to this issue, and it's not one I'm willing to drop. I've currently got a bill going through the House of Commons in an attempt to try and remove the VAT from sunscreen and get them to introduce an education and awareness style campaign. So please be rest assured that your fight is my fight too, and I'm not going to let this go. Thank you.